And if you're joining us from another build, welcome back. Today we're going to be building a Scorpion. So let's make sure we have all of our parts to begin with. In this Scorpion we have 33 parts. What I like to do is I like to separate everything into similar part piles. Okay. Now that we have that, make sure you have your instructions right by you. It's always going to be a good help to reference the actual, structure, the actual statue and everything like that. Okay. Alright, so we're going to start this build by doing the claws first. We can build these separately. It's going to make it a lot easier to build this in pieces. So, we have two of these are the arms, and we have two claws. Okay. Now these claws attach to this oval looking piece right here. So when we put them on, we're going to make sure that the claw is pointing upwards, like so. And the same for the other side. We're going to set them right next to each other to make sure that they are in the right orientation. So once we have that, we can go ahead and tack them, straighten them out, and weld them up. Alright, so our claws are done. We're going to go ahead and build the main body that supports the legs next. Alright, so now that we're going to build the legs, if we look at our directions here, it looks like this piece right here is toward the back. The largest set of legs goes on these two slots, and we work our way forward with the other sets of legs. See, I like to work from the front to back, so I'm going to take the smallest set of legs, then the next biggest, the next biggest, and the last. It makes it easier to weld, so let's get to it. A lot of these smaller parts, you want to make sure you're not generating too much heat, or else you're going to burn through the part, and you might have to contact us to get another part. So be careful when you're doing it. Make sure that you are adjusting your speed and how much power you're putting into it accordingly. Alright, so next we're going to build the tail, and there's something you need to know about the tail. We have this piece that's a part of the tail. Okay. We are not going to weld this on the tail yet. We're going to weld this on the body when the tail goes on, because it's easier to get the welds in after the fact. It's hard to get the tail all welded up with this piece on. So we're going to go ahead and wait on that. So we have the two end pieces of the tail. These two pieces, and this little piece right here. So how this goes together is we're going to go ahead and slide these pieces in on either side. If it'll allow me. There we go. So it looks just like that. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to tack them, and we're going to weld them on. And don't be too worried about the spacing. Kind of get it, about the same distance apart. We can always pull them apart. It's easy to work with. It's malleable, so not a big deal if they're not straight. We can straighten them out later. So let's go ahead and get the first one put on, and then we'll put on the second. That bracket's a little bent. We're going to straighten her up here. We'll go ahead and put on the other side. You might find that these slots are a little bit tight at times. That's a good thing. It's going to help you with keeping everything straight. So you may have to just play with it to get it in there. Alright, so that side's done. I'm going to go ahead and just throw something that's not going to get burned up in between there. Keep our spacing a little bit. Go ahead and tack it and weld it up. On parts where the part is getting really close to that slot, be careful. I don't even weld near it, because if we start messing with those slots, we're obviously messing where other parts fit into. So it's a good idea to stay away from the slots when they start to get close like that. So now that we have that welded together, we can go ahead and look at it, make sure it's straight. It's a little bit off, so we're going to kind of pull and push on it and get it to be straight. Spacing looks pretty good, and that's that part welded up. Next we're going to do these little spikes here. So these actually are facing downward. So we're going to go ahead and just do a test fit real quick. They slide in at an angle. If you want to meet them up at a point, that's fine. If not, that's okay. We can always tack weld them. We can adjust them and see where you want them positioned. So let's go ahead and get these tacked on, and we'll straighten them out to where we want them and weld them up. Now that we have them tacked, we can go ahead and look at how we have them. Okay, pretty good. A little bit off. We can go ahead and take our pliers and pull on them a little, get them into the right position. I like mine to be close but not touching. It's all up to you. So now that I'm okay with where they're at, we can go ahead and weld the rest of these up. Alright, so there's the tail. Looks like our two ends have come together, so all we really got to do is just pull them apart. It's not a big deal. As long as these two slots are lined up on the bottom, we'll be okay. Alright, looking pretty good. Now we'll start with the body. Alrighty, so now we're going to make the top part of the body. We're going to take this guy right here. This is the very top piece. The first thing we're going to do is we have two of these parts, okay? It's the eye and then the front of the face here. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and slide these guys in to these two slots. They're the narrower slots on the front side. These are the first parts that we're going to weld. So we're going to go ahead and slide that piece in. And we're going to flip it over. We're going to tack it and weld it. So, same as everything, once we got it tacked, we can move it around, get it straightened up. If we're feeling good about that, we'll go ahead and weld it all the way up. And this time I'm welding it on the bottom side because this is the head, this is the part you're going to be looking at all the time. And I prefer my welds to be covered up. Alright, just a little off center here, so we'll go ahead and straighten her out. Okay, it's looking pretty good. The next step to this is going to be these two side pieces here. Be careful when you go back to grab that, it's going to be hot, so I put on a glove. So we have these two back slots here. And this is where this piece is going to fit in. And how you're going to do this is you're going to grab it, and you're just going to slide these pieces forward. If they don't fit, you may need to wiggle them in a little bit. Grab your pliers, wiggle them back and forth, pull it in, it's nice and tight. We'll go ahead and flip that over, tack weld it, check to see if we are square. If we are, we will weld it up. We'll do the same for the other side. Now you see, I typically don't weld the full length of the piece. On a lot of these pieces, it's not necessary, but if you're doing it for practice, and if you just want to, that's fine. You can go ahead and do it. I prefer not to. I like to just build them up, but it's completely up to you on how you want to do it. There's nothing wrong with welding them completely up and getting some practice. Alright, so the next piece we have after we've built the top is this middle section, which is going to support all the back pieces. Okay, so how this goes on is we're going to go ahead and grab the piece just like this, or from the tail. We're going to grab the head. Now there's a slot in the middle, and this will just fit up right into it, and then you just slide it back. So the head is being pulled towards you, the back is being pulled away, and it locks in like that, and that's where we're going to make a weld. You can put this in before we do the whole head. I prefer it because I can actually get inside and weld all these pieces a little bit easier. In this one, I can just make a tiny little weld on the top end. Doesn't change the look of it very much, but it's easier for me to do it this way. Alright, well, we have our piece straightened out. It's fully pulled back. We're going to go ahead and make a tack weld, and we'll adjust it so that way it's straight, and we'll weld it up. Alright, so once it's completed, it should look something like this. Okay? Now that we have this piece built, we're going to go ahead and attach the legs and the little pincers or claws, and then we will put the back on and put the tail on last. Now that we have our front piece done and our legs done, we can go ahead and attach them. So they attach at the center here. Bottom legs have a center slot. The top here, around the bottom, has a slot on the very bottom there. Those fit together just as easy as you would think. Just go ahead and we slide them in. Once you have it seated, we're going to go ahead and flip it over. We're going to look to make sure that these are meeting. Mine are not, so I'm going to go ahead and just take the legs, kind of wiggle them down in position. We have to tap it a few times. Once we're confident that we have it sitting in there nicely, which mine isn't, it's going to take a little bit more work. Heating and cooling things typically start to get distorted, so it's not a big deal. We just have to work through it. Alright, my two pieces are seated. I'm going to go ahead and just flip her over on her back. Attach your ground. You may have to just keep working at it and get it into the right position. So that's looking good. We're going to go ahead and make a tack weld, check it, and then weld it. I like to look from the front, make sure everything looks symmetrical. Looks pretty good. Flip back, over a little bit twisted over here. There you go. So everything lines up from the back really nicely. The centerpiece is going right down the middle. That's exactly what we want. So looking good. We can go ahead, flip it back over, and put a bead on it. Alright, now that we have that, we can start seeing the scorpion take form. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the claws on. Alright, so we have our claws here that we've prefabbed. Set them off to the side like that. So easy enough, the claws point upwards. So we just slide them into these two front slots here that are remaining. Make sure they're completely seated in that slot. You see as we're lying flat, the elbows kind of point up to the air and they don't quite touch the back legs. This one's a little out of place. We can adjust it forward if we need to. But this is how they're going to sit. So I'm going to leave it sitting here and attach my ground. And I'm going to go ahead and make 2 tack welds and look to see if they are straight. If everything looks good, we'll go ahead and weld her up. Alright, now you got the first 2 claws on, or I guess the only claws on. So, looking pretty good. I think the next step is going to be all the back pieces. And again, if you see something out of line, like, hey, this leg's sitting up in the air, what's with that? Well, not a big deal. Go ahead, pull her down. So now we're going to go ahead and build the back piece, okay? If you look at your direction, so how we're going to do this back piece is we're going to take the very smallest one, that goes towards the front, just like so. The second smallest piece, and from there, we actually progressively get bigger towards the middle. And then we're about 3 slots from the end. We're going to start working our way back down, tapering it off with the smaller parts. My suggestion is that you go through, lay them out and how you want them, possibly mark them. You don't have to. Lay them out in a way to where you know, I want this one first, this one second, so on and so forth, until you think you got the order you want and really just the look that you want. So once we're ready to get started on this back piece, I'll take my first piece and set it in. I'm going to go ahead and make a tack weld on the top end. And then I like to flip it over because it's easier to weld from that side. And go ahead, straighten it out, make a weld. Okay, now that we have the first piece on, we're just going to continue that all the way to the end. Alright, now that you're done, you should have something that looks like that. Okay, so the next piece that we're going to be putting on is the piece I told you that we're going to wait for until the end. So this is the end of the tail. Okay, we have that top slot there, and that's just going to fit right into that slot on the back. Now we're going to go ahead and tack it, straighten it out, and weld it on. After that, we have these 2 slots here that match up with those. You may have to adjust the width and you know, just kind of figure it out and get it on there the best you can. Tack it, straighten it out, weld it on. When we have that tacked on, we're going to go ahead and flip it around, put a small bead on the back side. Flip it over. Now we're going to take the tail and slide it into those 2 slots. Now that back piece on the very end may hinder you from getting it to fully seat. That's okay. Not a big deal. We'll just push it up as tight as we can. So once we get those tacked and straightened out and welded on, that'll be it. Let's take a look from the front. I want that spike running right down the center, so I'm going to kind of adjust these. Twist the body a little. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and weld it on. There you are, finished Scorpion. Thank you, and have a great day and have fun.